Hi guys, lots of people on the doorstep today and lots of emails and telephone conversations asking me would I do a quick video to let people know what exactly this EU Migration and Asylum Pact is and what it means for Ireland. So first of all, great citizens of Ireland, I'd like you to know that we are a nationalist country. In 2020, the EU Commission proposed a pact along with stakeholders to address challenges and deficiencies observed in the EU's approach to migration and asylum. The aim of the pact is to provide a durable framework for managing Europe's complex migration landscape. When it comes to migration pact, there is and can be no referendum. It's simply a matter of whether our Simple Simon-led cobbled together Irish government along with Micheál Martin will sign up or declare that they can object. So what does the pact mean for Ireland? On the 27th of March 2024, the Minister for Justice, Helen McEntee, successfully obtained cabinet approval to seek the necessary approvals from the House of the Oireachtas to opt into measures in the EU Migration and Asylum Pact, the Pact. From some independent TDs, along with Simple Simon and Micheál Martin, and along with this cobbled together government that you, the great Irish people, voted into power, accepted this in Cabinet. The Pact is a set of regulations and policies designed to manage and normalise migration for the long term, and in my opinion, open up the floodgates for more asylum seekers to come and live here, while also providing in this pact there's certain clarity and decent conditions for people arriving in to Ireland from the EU. The Migration Pact amounts to arguably the single greatest transfer of sovereignty from Dublin to Brussels in the history of this Irish state. Now consider that, moving forward, the number of migrants that Ireland accepts on an annual basis will no longer be set in Dublin, but set in Brussels instead. Brussels will be calling the shots on this, not Dublin. So deciding what that number is will simply be no longer be the business of Dáil Éireann, the very people we elected to decide such things. Ireland's requirement in terms of the numbers of migrants it must accept could be dramatically revised upwards without the consent of the Irish government or the Irish electorate, literally overnight. That is what happens when you cede control of your own migration policy to other EU countries. It's perpetuity. Look, the railroading of this pact through the Oireachtas is a democratic outrage, right? Not only in terms of the process being followed to ram it through, but in terms of the import of what has been rammed through. No Irish voter, not a single one, was asked to vote at the last election or in any subsequent vote whether they wish to transfer away sovereignty to Brussels over immigration. So that's what's happening. We will be transferring our sovereignty to Brussels over immigration. It will happen. That much now is certain without the voters, you, the Irish citizens, ever having given a verdict on it. Guys, we need to wake up now. This is not a dress rehearsal. At this time is a time of essence because next Tuesday, the Justice Committee will debate this, and on the 2nd of May, the Seanad will vote on this, and on the 3rd of May, the Dáil will vote on this pact, and it will be either voted in or objected by this cobbled together government. If we continue at the pace we are going to take in more asylum seekers, a further over 20,000 international applicants could apply for asylum in Ireland alone this year. This cobbled together cartel of an Irish government, led by Simple Simon and Micheál Martin, in my opinion, are not able to accommodate the current numbers that are coming into the country, that a further 20,000 would, in my opinion, break the camel's back, considering we have over 14,600 Irish homeless on our streets. In my opinion, when you think of it, over 1.4 billion euros was paid to hoteliers and IPAS landlords like Michael Healy-Rae of the Healy-Rae dynasty, Rosemount Guesthouse, Patrick Everston in Killarney, owner of the Danny Mann House and Killeen House, Pat Sheehan of Killarney, who owns McSorley's Bar in Killarney, the Harmony Inn, the Inishfallen Hotel in Fossa, and the Three Lakes Hostel in Killarney, the Earl of Desmond Hotel in Tralee, the Golf Hotel in Ballybunion, to name but a few. In my opinion, these greedy landlords and hoteliers have destroyed our country, our county, and our culture. And there is many more greedy landlords in your villages and towns that are choosing non-nationals and asylum seekers over their own people to rent their properties due to the lucrative monies that the state is paying them. This is now creating a homeless situation in towns like Castleisland, Tralee and Killarney. This could be now affecting your son, your daughter in your town and village. Just remember that 85% of people who applied for asylum at Dublin Airport in 2023 arrived without correct identification. Now I'm asking you again to lobby every government TD, whether they're Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael, Sinn Féin, independent senator in the country. Our best hope now is that Fianna Fáil will pull out of government over this issue if enough pressure is put on every one of their TDs and senators to vote and opt out. We also need to be putting the pressure on all the Fine Gael TDs and senators, because we know that if Fine Gael will push Ireland to opt in, if enough pressure now is placed on all these TDs and senators right around the country, regardless of any of their political background, we need to be knocking and emailing and calling these TDs and senators now to say, between now and the 2nd and 3rd of May, to say we want to opt out of this. Just remember, you, the taxpayers, are paying all these senators in the Shannon €76,329 plus expenses plus pensions, while you're paying the TDs are being paid €107,376 plus pensions plus expenses, while the MEPs, those clowns that we sent and paid €105,000 plus pensions and expenses to Europe, who voted for this EU migration pact that we, the Irish people, never consented to. Look, the Irish people are having a radical alteration to the state and its powers made without ever having been consulted. This is a national disgrace for us Irish citizens to allow this to happen to our beautiful country. We Irish citizens need to wake up now out of this coma that we're in and call now for a general election immediately, because if this is passed through, Ireland is finished. Guys, I'm pleading with you all the independent TDs, senators and, opposition parties in Dáil Éireann to walk out of the Dáil now in protest and say we're not opting for this EU migration pact. Look, I, Michelle Keane, am keen on my county, and I'm asking you to vote number 1 for me, Michelle Keane, in the Castleisland electoral area. Goramila Mahagut.